Morning guys, just thought I'd do a little bit of a quick update. I haven't done one for a while on this channel. But I suppose it sort of mixes in about a bit of planning. As they say, man plans, God laughs type thing. We're pretty much just sorting out the house in Spain. It's pretty much there now, just wants a massive tidy up because we're bringing all the stuff over from the other house at the minute. So there's lots of stuff everywhere, but the house is pretty much there. The sort of joke in this is we've just about finished this one, and over in the Philippines, as you're probably aware, they've been hit with typhoons. I've took as much damage as most other people. Sort of not grumbling in the sense I can afford to get it fixed, but having your roof ripped off, which we have, is obviously no small feat. So yeah, we've got hammered as much as most other people, and we know a lot of people that took a lot of damage. But like I says, we're lucky enough to be in a position where we can fix it. I know a lot of other people are going to be in a lot of pain financially for a long time. But also look at the Typhoon Haiyan in comparison. So far, mortality rate wise, this isn't as bad. You do ask the question, whose bright idea was it to take it from a category 2 to a category 4 very rapidly? Was it a human error, or what? Because it gave no time for preparing, you know. But yeah, my place took a bashing. I'll stick another video up after this, a short one, just for those that are interested. Lost the roof on the one building, had my windows ripped out on the other. But winds up to 300 kilometre, what do you expect? To be fair, the thing that bothered me the most was actually the mango tree, because the small mango tree has been uprooted, which April's father planted, and that bothered me more than losing the damage on the houses, because I thought, oh, that was like one of the things he'd done. One of the things I will say on the main building, that was a roof done by my father-in-law, survived the storm. The one from the building we bought, he didn't put on, is the one that took a hit. So yeah, looking for some interesting bills after Christmas. The other thing is, I actually look at it from a positive thing and think, you know what, I'll put some skylights in this time around, maybe I'll put solar panels up there. But on the other positive side, I hadn't renovated the upper floor on that building, another positive. Concrete deck, because it used to be timber, we poured concrete all the way through, meant that it protected the downstairs as well. So like I says, it was the empty sort of storage area. But it's nice to have a roof on your building, that's for sure. Yeah, so yeah, felt the same pain as a lot of the guys over in Minglanilla and other parts of Cebu. I think Bohol and well, there seems to be more and more areas sort of mentioning their problems. Now, I'm only going to give my personal opinion. I don't do charity stuff in the way of just donating blindly. I've seen the corruption, I've seen the thefts by people in positions of power. If you want, I mean, my personal recommendation, if you want to help, is actually find somebody you actually know, somebody on the ground, and do some direct support. I'm not a fan of charities or charity organisations. There's reasons. Bill Gates, for example, is worth as much as he is. But anyway, I'll leave that at that. But yeah, took a hit as much as everybody else. So I'll keep positive, because like I said, we've just about finished the one in Spain, so I can't really grumble. This one's been ongoing for about 9 months now. I've still got loads of work to do, but the kitchen's in now, aircon's running, lights are running, everything's working. Just the massive tidy up, and then next year put the balcony conservatory up. Gonna wait for the neighbours to come back first, just to check they ain't got an issue, because they'll lose some of their sea view, which they don't actually use anyway, which hence I think they're more concerned out here on the ground floor, because we have a small garden here. Then it sort of goes round the house, and then there's a bigger space house down this side, which we've got a shed, got canopy that goes over, and later on putting a hot tub in there. But this bit is where neighbour sits. And I said I won't block that one in, because to be fair, she sits down there. But the one upstairs, it's where my office should be, so I can sit in my glass house and watch the beach when I'm busy working. So that discussion's going on probably next June when she's here on holiday, because what we find in this row is they're all seem to be related, but these are all their summer houses, so you don't see them for months. But all in all, not too bad. On the personal development stuff, there's been a few people talking about BPO stuff and how to start work. And one of the things you'll probably find that if people seem disinterested, because a lot of this comes from getting motivated in the first place, because getting motivated is often the hardest bit. This is why I sort of mentioned Ben, yesterday about things like Fiverr, and because they don't pay well, but it's more to do with building your portfolio and getting more contacts, because you can build relationships. It's a bit like when we started the call centre. The initial contracts were rubbish, really crap. But the thing is, you got into the swing of it. You test your software, you test your scripting, you learn how to do it. And once you get to a certain point, you start dumping the crap work and move up the ladder. It's just moving up the pecking order. Because you've got to bear in mind, you're going in with no experience. Because if you're saying, well, I've already got experience, got knowledge, well, in many cases, it's a bit like people per hour, for example. My account there is probably charging, I think my rate's £25 to £35 an hour. Now, you're not going to get that, because I know some people go, oh yeah, but guys in India will do it for... A lot of these companies don't want the guys in India. Whether you like it or not, they don't. They've had the crap workmanship piece. What they want to pay for is people that know what they're doing. Hence, you develop your portfolio and then increase your rates. And you'll find that your rates will go up and your workload when I say comes down, you'll end up with less crap. But you'll find you'll get a decent workload of value, but it doesn't happen overnight. Now, you've just got to sit and work out what you can do and where you want to go with it. Because for me, it's like there was a offer on there, for example, project management, £100 a day. Now I was in the Philippines, I might have took it. But my current role, I'm paid, well, to be fair, generally I'm paid a lot more than that anyway. But the point being is, even like is an offset for something else, like spare time or wanting to move to remote working, those are the sort of roles you want, because you can evolve from those. You may find they only want you 5 hours a day, which means you've got 3-4 hours a day to develop something else. But part of the game is actually getting people to know who you are, get familiar with you, networking, and also network with people that are already in the game, because what you'll find is they have a lot of knowledge and things that you haven't thought of that they know works, because guess what? They've tried and tested it. If you find some people that are digital nomads that are in similar skill sets, etc., they're going to be extremely useful. They'll know what works, they'll know what happens, and they may even say, well, you know, when my work's quiet, I go and do teaching English, or I develop websites, or I do something else. Because what I will say generally is most of you guys aren't competing against each other. Look how big the planet is. You're better off as a group. Always have been. I mean, I don't do graphics design. I don't do websites as much as I used to. But the point being is, I might outsource it to you, or I might literally give the work to you because I'm not interested. That's just the reality of it. And that's why the network's important, because myself, I'm interested in 3D modeling, I'm interested in building scanning, I'm interested in life cycle modeling of buildings, I'm interested in project management, I'm interested in infrastructure. All boring and tedious jobs, but at the same time, they pay regular money, they're skilled areas, and at the same time, lots of stuff like the websites, tweaking graphics, altering data in Excel, and the data analysis piece. I'll do the data analysis, but data input, I ain't doing it. So there's, as my stuff starts to expand in the near future, there may actually be opportunities there to actually piggyback off the stuff I start doing. Because as you can see, getting in a position where I'm starting to move back into my own project stuff, because up to a certain point, needed this renovated, needed to put the money together to buy the place, and yes, I've got to put a house back together in the Philippines, but at the same time, going to put a roof structure the same as the other building, so hopefully the roof will stay on this time. But thoughts go out to everybody else out there, because I know a lot of the guys from the call centre and our friends and some of the family have had absolutely horrendous times out there, and I know Marlon, my brother-in-law, is busy there trying to get fuel at the minute for the generator. But get through it. I know a lot of people are still here, where if you go back to the Typhoon Haiyan, it was a wipeout. I think the numbers are over 10,000. Here, it's nowhere near, but land's damage, excessive. Power's starting to go up again. The wheels starting to turn again. But yeah, Philippines will still be my long-term home. Whether too many good memories there to be anything else. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. The other thing I saw on the last note, I know it's sort of popping its head again about people rented flats from me in the Philippines. There's two things. Jay was going back to Australia anyway. There was no issues there. I mean, Jay and myself get on really well. I mean, even when he left my mother-in-law a new TV, for example, because he wasn't taking it back. I can't remember what he did with the fridge freezer. I think he sold it to one of the neighbours. But the point is, for Jay, there's a base there for him. And one of the things I will say about my apartments, that's what I say to people. They go, doesn't have this. The reason for that is, a lot of guys arrive, not sure where they want to live. So they rent the apartment, it's basically furnished, and you go, Matt, I want to buy my own bed, I want to buy my own washing machine, I want whatever. And I go ahead. Once you got all your stuff together, you go, oh, I've met a girl at such and such, I don't know, down in Car. We found a nice house, I'm going to move down there. Fine. That's what these apartments are for. You take all your stuff and you go there. But you've already got your TV, you've got your electric fan, your cooking stuff, all those bits and pieces. It's just like a stepping stone. That's just the reality of it. It's not designed, because they're not big places. They're designed for 1 to 2 people. They're designed as like, well, you can be there long term. I mean, Kento lived on one for at least a year. Jay was there, obviously, a year. But they're designed as like a secure sort of 1-bedroom apartment for 1 to 2 people. And you can use as a base for sort of like, if you like travelling, because you can leave stuff there, and come back, and it's still there. It's it's sort of set up that way. It wasn't supposed to be like an apartel or something where everything's done for you and I'll put a concierge on. I can't be bothered with it. And in the Philippines, a lot of the time it's not worth investing that sort of money. Yeah. And this is so yeah. Jay, we talk quite regular because we've been doing a fair bit on investments over the years, and yeah, so no issues with Jay at all if anybody asks. And you know, Barry got mentioned. Even Barry is amicable, because I know a lot of people try to stir up something there. Barry's just Barry. It wasn't anything I was really concerned about, in you know that he's done anything excessive, but at the same time, I don't think it was right for the long term there. So it was sort of an amicable agreement. But what I don't understand is what people's big interest is, because I mean, there's a lot better things going on. A lot more topical things as well. The typhoon damage, for example, is a massive issue. There could be a lot of energy put into actually helping people sort themselves back out. Myself, I'm not involved as much as I was. I mean, last time Typhoon Haiyan, we gave a lot of stuff away. This time I'm not there. This time I've took a lot of damage, so got to get my own house in order before I sort anybody else's out. But fully understand the frustration of the guys in the area. They work hard to find everything's been completely destroyed. I get it. You know, I was saying to a friend of mine this week, seeing the state of the properties, it was like as if your house had been robbed. You know, you just see everything's been completely trashed. It is a bit of a, you know, don't know what to do with it type of experience, because you've got no control over it. It's already happened. It's already been done. You just return to it. And it's just like that. And you're like, okay, the only thing is, let's fix it, sort it, make it better, make it stronger, make it more typhoon proof. Anyway, guys, take care.